Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a Pilates instructor here at Intermountain's TOSH Pilates program. Welcome to our online video library. Today, our workout is going to be totally focused on the long band. Find what resistance feels best to you. This is like a medium light resistance, but it is long. I'm really excited to show you about this band. It provides a lot of great support that maybe we'd sometimes feel at our machines, but then also provides really great challenge as well. So with that said, let's get started. Go ahead, we're just gonna find a comfortable way to sit. Whatever feels best to you. We'll take this band and you're gonna wrap it around your rib cage. Not your waist, your rib cage. Really get it around the ribs as wide as you can. I know they're a little finicky sometimes. All right, and from here, we'll do just one cross in front of us. I'm not tying it, it's just making an X in front of me. And we're just gonna tighten it around the ribs a little bit. So this exercise is purely focused on our breathing. So feel that band on the sides, how it's pressing into the ribs. Take a nice big inhale, and I want you to feel your ribs pushing into that band. My band kind of even moves a little bit with, and then as I exhale, my ribs are trying to pull away from the band as I tighten up on it again. So inhale, my ribs expand out to the sides, just feeling that pressure into the band, and then exhale, pulling in. And feel free to close your eyes here, just being really mindful of where that breath is going. This is one of my favorite ways to feel Pilates breath because it gives me something to feel that I'm moving in my ribs. Good. Remember, big inhale through the nose, filling the lungs all the way up. And then exhale out the mouth. Just do like 2 more big breaths there. Very nice. Okay, relax for a moment. We're still going to keep that band around the ribs, but we'll uncross it, okay? And you choose the tension here. I don't like it too tense. We're still just kind of warming up, right? We're going to do some protraction and retraction with the arms. So I'm going to give you a side view for this. So you're holding onto that band. Reach your arms in front of you. So there's a little bit of tension. And just notice what your shoulders are doing here with this tension. Do you feel really tense, like they want to shrug? Do they feel like they're wanting to collapse together? Now from here, we're going to protract. So protraction, we're keeping the arms straight. We're reaching those fingertips forward. Your shoulder blades are pulling apart behind you. You feel kind of rounded in front of you. Now we carefully fight the pull from that band. Carefully slide through neutral. And then you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. And the band kind of helps with that. We slide through neutral and we protract. Slide through neutral and retract. So it's that we feel a challenge in the protraction. We're pushing into that band. And it's also we have to control to find that neutral. Then the band really can help us to a retraction. Let's just do a few more like that. And if any of these words I'm using today, I'll use imprint, protraction, retraction, things like that. If any of that is confusing to you, go back into our video library and it really breaks these things down and you can get more out of your workout today. Okay, very nice, relax. All right, we're gonna take this band and lie it flat on your mat. It doesn't have to be too perfect. Lying it down, and then you're going to lie your spine on top of that band. So you really want it to line up with your head, with your spine, okay? We're gonna lie on our backs. And as you lay down, you really wanna make sure you've got some end of the band hanging out over your head, okay? So your knees are bent, your feet are flat, you're in a neutral pelvic position. Now, from here, I'm gonna reach overhead to grab that band with my hands without letting my ribs pop open, which I tend to do quite a bit. So I've really got to watch that. I'm gonna adjust just a little bit. So I've got enough band to work with. Okay, so I just make sure that bottom rib is staying down on the mat as I reach back to grab onto the band. So this is a great example of how the band can support us in our mat work. So we're holding onto the band with both hands. You can lift up, make sure it's like really supporting your head, it's right behind your neck. Take a big inhale. Now as you exhale, we're gonna do that, a little baby nod, chin nod to your chest. Pull on the band to help you curl up into kind of like a crunch, right? We'll inhale to hold, exhale to come down. So I really want you to pull on the band as you do this. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, nod chin, pull to help you up. But make sure that pull does not force your chin to like smush or like really press down into your chest, right? We still want to keep a good amount of space there. But as we feel that pull, we feel it tense behind us, and my head can really hang out here. So if you're someone that as we do this type of movement, curling up a lot, if you're someone that feels a lot of neck tension, chest and shoulder tension, this is amazing because you can still do the movement, but you can take all that tension away so you can really focus on your abdominals. So I always say, like after you do this one, at any time during any workout, if curling your head and shoulders up is bothering you, grab your band, do this instead. Then you can keep doing whatever the legs are doing, right, as well, but you've got that support. And then just to break down what's happening in the body here, we're not trying to do a full sit-up. I'm really curling up just so those shoulder blades are lifting, and I'm still in a neutral position. Lots of times when we curl up, we want to really tuck under, back smushes down. I want this to stay nice and neutral. And then back down, inhale, and exhale. Let's just do one more like that. My bun's pushing it around. Good, very nice. Set the band down, just roll to your side so you can take the band out from under you. We're going to keep doing that movement, but add some movement with the arms with the band. And of course, if you just want to keep practicing with the band behind your head, you absolutely can. Okay, so we're in the same position. I'm neutral, my knees are bent, feet are flat, my bottom rib is pressing down into the mat a little bit. I've got the band, I'm holding onto it about shoulder width apart. And I'm just, elbows are bent by my sides, the chest is kind of, or the band is like right over my chest. I'm taking a nice big inhale, exhale, little chin nod, belly button to spine, reach that band for your knees. Pull on it. Now reach the arms up overhead as far as you can go without letting your shoulders drop. And then relax everything down. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pull. Exhale, arms lift. Inhale to start back where we started. Exhale. Inhale, hold and pull on the band. Exhale, arms come overhead. And down, making sure you're staying in neutral. Don't let your pelvis tuck under. And if you want any more tension, you walk your hands a little closer to one another. Any less tension, walk your hands further away. That's what's awesome about the band too. You can really personalize it for what you're wanting today. Let's do one more like that. Very nice, and relax. All right, I'm gonna take this band. You can actually just come up to sitting for a moment. So you can slide that band around your feet, and you wanna try to make it pretty equal at both ends, right? Not one side shorter than the other. And then you're gonna lie right back down. We're gonna feel the support of the band again. Now, remember, you choose your tension. It should feel pretty tense to begin. We're gonna go for our roll-ups. So, big inhale at the bottom here. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest. We start to curl the head and shoulders up. Now, as we start lifting more, I want you to do a bicep curl to roll yourself all the way up and rounding over your legs, active through your abdominals here. Inhale, we start to roll back. Exhale, we continue that roll back and release the bicep curl as we do. Inhale, exhale, bicep curl. So feel it's almost like that bicep curl is pulling you up. So sometimes roll-ups are really challenging And not just because we don't have the strength, right? Sometimes it's about the way our pelvis is tilted or how flat our spine is. So some people have a really hard time moving through certain areas of their spine. So this is an awesome way to still be able to get that movement in and have the support to do it correctly as well, right? And this band is here to support us. I've been saying that a lot, but with that said, make sure you're not letting it do all the work, right? I'm not totally using it to pull me up. I'm still thinking of my abdominals initiating the movement. That band is just there to help us out. We're gonna do one more, and really we're just doing like half a one, so I want you to bring yourself up to sitting. Really nice. We're keeping the band exactly where it is. Now, if you've ever taken a Pilates reformer class, this movement is gonna be very similar to something we do on the reformer, which is why I love it, because most of us don't have reformers at home. So it's awesome to still be able to get this movement in, even if we can't get to class. So, band is still around my feet. I'm actually gonna bend my knees a little bit and find a nice tall seated position. Again, you choose the tension on the band. For this one, the more tension that you have on the band, the more support you're gonna have. The less tension, the less we're gonna be using the band to help us out, okay? So I've got like a medium tension on here. I'm sitting up nice and tall. My arms are in a circle in front of me. Hands are away from my chest. Big inhale. Now exhale, I'm rolling off my sit bones. My tailbone tucks under me. I curve my spine back and I pull my hands with me as I go. Inhale to hold here. Now exhale, scoop through the belly. Keep that roundness in your spine as you pull yourself over your legs. And then just stack back to sitting nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, we curve back. A little bit of glutes, a little bit of obliques to help that pelvic movement, right? Inhale to hold. Exhale, the core is pulling you, the band is there to help you out. Lifting and exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale, belly button to spine. That's what's pulling you up. Let's do one more like that. Just letting that spine move. Really good. Okay, we're just adding on to this. So we're gonna add a twist. We take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, we'll curve back just like we did. Now hold here. Twist to the right, and imagine you're opening a newspaper here. Open, and then we come through center as the elbows bend. We twist to the left, open, come back center, inhale to hold, exhale, pull yourself over your legs, and stack back through the spine. Inhale, exhale, curving back. Inhale, hold. Let's exhale, twist to the left first. Inhale, center. Make sure your hips are staying still as you're twisting. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull yourself over your legs. And stacking up through the spine. Let's do that 2 more times. We'll twist to the right first. Keep tension on the band as you open your arms. Last time, we'll twist to the left first. Use that exhale to help you dig deeper into your abdominals. Very nice. Stacking back up. If your spine needs a little stretch, you can round over your legs for a moment if that's something that feels good. We are staying exactly where we are. This one I do like to tense up a little bit because I like to really challenge my arms as I move through this one, but totally up to you. All right, so my arms are gonna start nice and long. I'm sitting up tall. We're doing the same movement through the pelvis, through the spine, okay? So we're still rounding. So big inhale. Exhale, you're gonna curve back and bicep curl at the same time. Inhale, we stack back tall as we lengthen the arms. Exhale. Inhale. So even though we're adding maybe a little bit more arm movement to this, we don't want to forget about all the good core work we were feeling before. Obliques are working to pull those hip bones towards your rib bones, getting as much contraction to the abdominals. All right, this one we're gonna hold back in that C curve and let the arms just reach out and pull in. Inhale, exhale. So you're probably starting to feel those biceps work, but don't forget about your core because it's supporting your torso in this position. So every time you bring those hands closer to your shoulders, your abs need to engage a little bit more. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull yourself up. Again, if you need that rounding over for a moment, feel free to take that. Okay, we're challenging the biceps just one more time, a little differently. Starting the same, nice and long. Curve back, only bicep curl like halfway. So we've got a 90-degree angle at the arms. You're doing little punches up towards the ceiling. Punch, punch. Abs are in. Do you feel your biceps? I hope so, I feel mine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull yourself up. So nice. One more thing in this position. We're going to cross the band in front of us. So again, I'm not tying it. I'm just kind of making an X with the band. Still sitting up nice and tall. My spine is doing the same movement, but now I'm going to do kind of a wide row with it. So inhale. Exhale, curve back. Pull my elbows wide and behind me. And back up. Exhale. Good. And of course, as you move, if you're like, ooh, okay, maybe I want a little less tension, you can change it up as you're moving, see what your body needs, right? Let's hold this one back and let the arm just reach and pull. Reach and pull. Every pull, you draw the abs in a little bit more. Let some tension out of the neck. 3, and 2, and 1. Pull yourself up. Round over the legs. Very nice. And stack back up. All right, we're going to flip over to our stomach now, bringing the band with you. So I kind of like to toss the band at the top end of my mat as I adjust onto my stomach. And you're going to lengthen it nice and long. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to go into some extension now. We just did a ton of rounding of the spine, so now we're going to kind of reverse that. And adding the band for some challenge. So I'm laying, I like to have my legs about as wide as the mat with a little bit of lateral rotation, so my heels are pulling in, or like falling in towards one another. You can give that a try, or you can change it. They can be parallel, they can be together. The key is you do want to keep your toes down during this exercise, so we don't want to feel them lifting. So whatever leg placement helps you do that. Then I'm grabbing onto the band about shoulder width apart. You can always remember tighten by walking your hands inward or loosen by outward. But I'm going to start shoulder width, good like medium place to start. We're going to hover the arms, the head, and the chest just like an inch off of the ground. So you already feel like your body's active. Inhale, you're going to start to lift your head and chest up, and as you do, I want you to pull on that band. Exhale to lower. And already I'm like, I want to loosen it up a little bit. Maybe you do something different. So I'm in this hover. I inhale to pull and lift. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, pull and lift. Exhale to lower down. So toes stay down. Back of your neck stays long. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more to this. If you have the flexibility, I'll show you what it is. If it's like terrible on your shoulders, keep practicing this. And you can start building kind of some flexibility and strength there. Also, I do like to walk my hands a tiny bit wider than shoulder width for this. So we start the same exact way. We're in our hover. Now we inhale and pull. You're pulling on that band, but then you're going to start to let it go up and over. And you find the range that you can. That's about my range. And then I control as I lower back down. Inhale to lift and pull. And lower. And make sure you're breathing. A little reminder to myself as well. So it's kind of a nice stretch for the front of the shoulder, if that's a good place for your shoulder to go to. Not everyone has that mobility. Some people have much more mobility than I do. So it's just about listening to what your body needs, right? Let's do 3 more, wherever you're working. Last one. Really nice. You can set the band down for a moment. We're gonna press into a shell stretch, which is pretty much your child's pose, but I just want you to round over the legs a little bit more rather than collapsing, right? And then breathe into the middle back. Think about it widening as you inhale. Good. And rolling up. Very nice. Well, let's continue on. I'm gonna lie on my left side body. I'm gonna bring the band with me. And I actually, before I completely lie down, I like to take the band and put it on you're putting it on your right foot. And again, you wanna try to get it as pretty even and centered as you can. So I've got the band on my right foot. I'm gonna hold on with my right hand and then lie down on my side. Now, this is kind of uncomfortable for your head sometimes. We want that neck to be in line. I forgot to grab my block and I wanna just keep going. So I'm gonna use my arm to help keep my head in line, but you can have a ball under your head, a block, a blanket, a towel. Find what feels comfortable for your head, right? So from here, I'm just gonna have my bottom knee bent today. You could have it long if you really wanted to. Again, you choose the tension for your band here. It's kind of supportive because if we were just keeping our leg up like how it is floating now without the band, it'd be a lot harder, but the band's kind of supporting it. But we're also going to use to challenge. Before we do anything, make sure your hips are lined up. So you don't want to feel this side cinching in your body. Pull the hip away from your ribs. Think about lifting through that bottom side. And then from here, we're going to lift the leg up and lower it down. I like to think about a little bit of medial rotation, so just ever so slightly thinking of my heel rotating towards the ceiling as I'm lifting. To really we want to be feeling side booty here, right? Keeping the torso nice and long. So even though we are focused on the glute a little bit more, we still want the core active, supporting. Good. Hold here. From here, you're gonna bend the knee. And I like the band to go under my knee and then push. Inhale to bend. I didn't tell you. Hand to the mat. I wasn't even doing it at the beginning. And I realized, oh no, I want that there. Hand to the mat so I know that my hand isn't moving around to make it easier on the band, right? Inhale to bend. Exhale to push. Really watching that as you bend, you don't let your hip collapse, right? So we're staying long through the torso, active through your obliques, and then you really have to push into that band. So here's where the band starts to challenge us again. Inhale, exhale. Sometimes it's really hard to smile through these exercises as I'm going. My glute is burning quite a bit. Hopefully yours is too. All right, this next one, you're gonna keep the leg straight. Now kick it straight forward and pull it back behind you. Don't go too far. We want this to stay in the glute and you don't wanna feel your back taking over or your body rolling forward. But I do want it to go a little bit behind the hip so we get that glute max working as well. Our main focus, what you're feeling burning right now, is glute med and min. But we get a little bit of glute max as we push behind us. 3 and 2 and 1. Woo, relax for a second. Don't take the band off your foot though. I just like to keep it between my legs so I can give myself a little massage. Okay, so we're kind of going into a bit of a series here. We're keeping the band on the foot, but we're gonna lay on our backs now. Okay, that leg is gonna come up to tabletop. And again, you choose the tension. The tighter we go on the band here, the more support we have. The looser we go, the less challenging, or the more challenging. So I'm going to find kind of a medium place. I'm in a neutral pelvic position, and I'm going to exhale to press the leg out, and then inhale to bend it in. Exhale to press straight, and inhale to bend. Making sure my pelvis is staying stable as I'm doing this. Now, if you want to challenge this at all, you could bring your other leg up to tabletop. If you decide to do that, I want you to pull into a bit of an imprint, Both legs will lift up, and then we press out and bend in. Exhale, inhale. I'm gonna flip around so you guys can see this working leg a little bit more. So this band, it's supporting our leg. Imagine you didn't have the band here kind of holding the leg up. It would be a lot harder for your abdominals. This is a great way to start building into doing some leg movement, right? And ab work. And if you're like, this is actually feeling pretty good, loosen up on the band and keep working on it. We are getting a little bit of leg action as well. This next one, keep your legs straight and we'll lift it straight up and lower it straight down. Also, if you're already pretty comfortable with doing abdominal work with your legs, this is a great way to maybe start finding more range and building the strength for a larger range, right? Because now we have the support, so our pelvis won't want to move quite as much. And remember, your left leg could be in tabletop or it can be down on the ground, your choice. Good, one more. We're going to keep that leg straight up towards the ceiling. Set your left foot back down. Really tighten up on the band here. And pull your elbows down to your sides. We're doing a single leg bridge. And you have to keep your elbow by your sides here. So make sure that left heel is in line with your sits bone. We take a big inhale. Exhale, we're going to push right up. And inhale, we'll tap back down. Exhale. So we have to keep the elbows down because if we let them go with us, then we're not building tension on the band, right? That's how the band is challenging us. The more we push up, the more tension we build, the harder it is to push in. Make sure your hips are staying level here. Good, let's hold this next one up for 3 deep breaths. Try to find equal weight in all 4 corners of the foot. And lower down. Very nice. All right, relax. We got to do that all again on the other side. So I'm going to come on up just so I can adjust to flipping the band onto my left foot. Evening it out a little bit. And then lying on my side. All right, so my bottom knee is bent. I'm gonna let that relax for a second. Bottom knee is bent, but make sure your hips aren't collapsed, right? Top hip pulling away from the ribs. Lift up through that right oblique. Hand to the mat. Lift the leg up, and we're just gonna lift and lower. Kind of feeling the support of the band in this position, because we know it's gonna challenge us in a second. Now this is more of a reminder for myself than anything. Make sure in this position, we're not letting our rib cage kind of flare. I'm not sure how much you can see that in the video, but keep the front of your ribs knitting together. But let's hold the leg up. You're gonna bend the knee in and then push into the band. Make sure as you bend, your hip doesn't collapse. And press. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm totally a believer in our Pilates breath for one, but also in putting the exhale where you need the support. So right now I'm telling you to inhale as you bend and exhale as you press, but if you just keep feeling that hip collapse every time you bend, try putting your exhale there. You're gonna fire into those stabilizers that maybe will help keep your hip a little more stable. Okay, so kind of finding what helps you. But we still want the big breaths, right? All right, so let's press the leg forward. Slide it back behind us a little bit. Inhale and exhale. And we tell you where to breathe where typically is the best place, right? Where we typically want more support, but everyone's body is a little different and everyone moves a little differently. So we might need support in a different place than we tell you to. And listen to that, right? It's your body. All right, let's do one more time forward, one more time back. All right, my booty's about had enough there. Flip onto your back. I'm gonna flip around just so my leg's closer to the camera. All right, we'll start with the right foot down. Left leg is up in tabletop. And we will exhale to push out, inhale to bend. Making sure that when you push out, you don't feel your back arch up, and then as you bend in, it smushes down. And that was like kind of an extreme, just to show you what the range could be. It might feel smaller than that. So we do have to use abdominals a little bit to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, if you would like to bring the other leg up to tabletop, just pull into an imprint first. Use that exhale, and other leg will lift. It's just going to challenge the pelvis a little bit more now. Challenge your abdominals a little more. Let's keep the leg straight, and we'll lift it straight up and straight down. Remember, if you've done this a lot of times, maybe you've done things similar to this on the reformer, feet in straps, or maybe in our mid-back series when we add some legs to it. This is a great place to find maybe just a tiny bit more range and start to strengthen those muscles. While you have the support, right? Last one. Hold the leg up, set your right foot down. I'm gonna hike up on the band a little more. Pull my elbows to my sides. Right heel is in line with my sits bone. Exhale to push up into your bridge. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Keeping your hips level. Let's do 3 and 2. And we'll hold this next one up for 3 deep breaths. And relax. Very nice. Slide that band off your foot. If you need a little rock side to side with the knees or hugging them into your chest, feel free to take that here. And then you'll bring yourself up to sitting. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we are gonna do some arm work now with the band. So you're gonna lie the band just lengthwise on your mat. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm going to show this kneeling, which means I might need to slide my mat back a little bit. You can absolutely do this sitting if kneeling isn't great for you. Depending on the length of your band, so if I kneel in the center of my band, I got plenty of band on the both sides, but if you've got a shorter band, we're going to work through the right arm first. You want lots of band on the right side. So if it feels like it's really short, then you just might want to take a slide to the left so you've got more band on the right. Hopefully that makes sense. So from there, you are going to bring the band across the body. Okay, and so my left hand is holding onto the band. And I'm kind of holding it like a microphone. Does that make sense? The band is coming out where my thumb is, okay? I'm starting with the hand down by my hip, and then from there I'm going to pull up on an ankle and then control down. And I didn't want as much tension as I gave myself. So I'm pulling up on this diagonal and then controlling down. A few things to look for here. Make sure that your body doesn't start to rotate with the arm to help, because then your obliques are going to take over some work that I really want your shoulder to do, okay? If you want less tension, hike your hand up on the band. You can even, slide away so there's more band. Will create less tension. And move within the range that feels okay on your shoulder. If this is not great for you, you can ditch the band altogether and try just doing it without the band, right? We can maybe make the diagonal a little lower if bringing it up high is not great. Core is strong, and make sure that shoulder isn't rolling forward and back as well. Thinking of good shoulder stability. Remember, we were finding out neutral at the very beginning of class. Kind of want to keep that here. Let's just do one more like that. Really nice. Okay, This next one, I've still got that same end of the band. My right hand's gonna hold on. I'm gonna flip my thumb down towards the mat to grab onto the band, and then it kind of flips around. Hopefully that made sense. I do want lots of band for this one. You're gonna bring that arm up overhead, making sure that when it comes up, we don't let the back arch and ribs pop. So my core is really strong as I bring that up. We're doing a tricep here, so we're bending and we're pressing. We're bending and pressing. I'm gonna come down to my, it's a little harder here, but I want you to see the full range of it. Now again, if lifting your arm up does not feel like up above your head, does not feel great on the shoulder, we could come to a lunged position and do a little tricep here as well. I just want you guys to see that really quick, just in case it doesn't feel good and you still want to get into your tricep. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Setting that band down. I'm going to slide over just a little bit so I can grab on to the left side of my band with my right hand. Thumb pointing up towards the ceiling, band coming out by my thumb. Starting down on my opposite hip and then opening on that angle. Control down. Don't let the pull of the band yank you down, right? I should have said that throughout all of class. So if you ever come back to this, know that through all of the movement, we never want that resistance to release, to control us. We're always resisting it. Always thinking a little bit of core even as we're moving through the arms. Feeling the support so that the back doesn't take over. Good, let's do one more there. Really nice. I'm taking my left hand, my thumb rotates down to grab onto the band, but then it rotates back up again, okay? And I reach that arm up towards the ceiling, my core is strong, bend the elbow and press. Inhale and exhale. My glutes are even a little bit active here to help support my body. Think of continuing to knit the front of the ribs together. Make sure the elbow isn't too far behind you. I can kind of see my elbow in my peripheral vision. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Relax. Roll out the shoulders a little if you need. We're going to do one more exercise here, standing. And it's kind of full body, okay? And I'm gonna ditch my mat for this one. So you can slide your mat to the side. And this is gonna be like a lunging movement. So just to break down the lunge really quickly, if I'm giving you the side view, I'm just gonna set my band down just for a moment. But if I give you a side view of the lunge, we're gonna step back. And when we bend down, what we want is this back knee under our hip and our front knee over the ankle, right? So we don't want to be too far forward or leaning too far back. And also if lunges just don't feel great on your body, you can do the same movement, but do a squat instead of a lunge, okay? I am gonna start with a band under my right foot. Okay, I'll actually probably give you side view first, then the forward view. Okay, so band is under my right foot. I've got a little tension there. You're going to step your left foot back into your lunge, and as you do, you're gonna do a bicep curl. A lot of moving parts to this one. You'll stand yourself back up. Your arms will lift straight up, so feel those shoulders working. Then your knee is gonna lift up, push down, and release. I'll show you in front now. You step the left foot back, lunge and bicep curl. Now, press through that front heel as you stand up. We have that little moment of balance where that right glute needs to work. From here, arms stay straight as you lift them up. Now use your core to help you lift that knee. The band is just supporting it. Now push down into the band again without moving the arms and release. We'll do that 2 more times on this side. Trying to find a slower controlled pace here, right? We don't want the band bossing us around, and we don't want to feel too wobbly in those little moments of balance. So here's a little moment of balance. Here's a little moment of balance. Good, we'll switch to the other side. So when we're thinking of those moments of balancing, remember those muscles we felt burning doing our side legs? Those muscles need to work here, right? So I really think of driving through my heel to help me find those muscles to engage. All right, stepping the right foot back into your lunge to bicep curl, or a squat if that feels better on your body. Standing up, arms lift straight up, then knee lifts up. Push down and release. Step back, bicep curl. Control, whoop. See, my one side's probably more wobbly than the other. My left side is certainly my weaker side, but that just means I gotta put a little more focus on that glute. Yeah. All right, last one. Lifting, push, keep the arms lifted, and relax. All right, very nice job. You're all done with our band workout. Pretty challenging, pretty good stuff, right? I love the band. There's so many other fun things you can do with it, and there'll be more to come. So stick with us. Bye.